Hello, I hope you guys are doing very well today. I welcome you to my channel where I help people who struggle with mental illnesses. And right now we're going through a series of suggestions of financial options if you are struggling with the regular 9 to 5 job. I know from firsthand experience that it is very difficult sometimes to want to get out of bed and go to work. It's very difficult to deal with people if you've got anxiety and PTSD at the workplace, especially if it's a more aggressive workplace. So there's many things that you've got to watch out for when it comes to your mental condition. And today I have a simple one that really takes no work. You are doing no work whatsoever. You are doing something as basic as donating your plasma. And plasma is easy money. You have to be okay with needles. You cannot have uh, tattoos in the last year. Also, you cannot have piercings or brandings within the last year either from the day you go in. So there are some requirements, and you can't have, I almost forgot, you can't have stuff like HIV and things like that either. So you have to be somewhat healthy. Just because you're taking medication does not mean you cannot participate. They do have a list, but the list is not really that big actually. And even me with medication, I find that they were okay with it. So right now I'm on duloxetine and on Protozone, I think is what it's called. Can't remember now off the top of my head. I always forget. But for sleep aid, and neither of those are requirements that would knock me out of the ballpark to donate plasma. A lot of times people will ask, well, can I actually make any money on plasma? And the answer is yes. I personally use a company called Octa Pharma, and they're in my local area. And I was referred by a friend, Mary Beth. She's a business associate of mine, and she said that she knew that because of mine and my wife's condition, she thought financial condition, she thought that maybe this would be a great option for us. So I told her, yes, I'm interested, and I would meet her at the facility on Saturday, which was yesterday. So I went in not really knowing everything I needed to do. I know I had to bring in my social security card, my driver's license. My driver's license was not up to date with the address, and I also had to have proof of residence where I'm at by mail, bringing in a letter or something. So I went in like that. I went through a fairly in-depth screening for the first day. You can plan 2 to 3, maybe 4 hours, depending on how complex it is for them to go through with you and for your first donation. For me, I did it in record timing. It sounds like they said that typically for a new person, it takes an hour and a half just to draw the plasma from your body. And for me, I did it in 45 minutes, and I'm just a little over 200 pounds. Since my accident, I have been able to get back to 185 where I used to be at, but thankfully it doesn't look like I weigh that much, so I'm hiding it pretty well, which is good. But because I was over, I believe it's 175 or 178 pounds, I got to have the max amount to withdraw. And a lot of times, from what I've seen, that they base how much they'll pay you based on how much they can draw. If you're under 110 pounds, they will not be able to use you. So they have 3 tiers, and it's I can't remember what the tiers are, but the 175 to 178 up to 400 pounds was my group, my weight group. And I went in. I found out you can't bring water with you. They don't allow it on the floor, but they do have a drinking fountain. But you really want to have a lot of protein before you go in. the day before, so you got to be careful with some of the stuff that what you eat. So it's recommended to go on the website or go in personally and just ask if they have a slip with a list of what you should and should not eat the day before you come in. And so that's very, very important. But you can also basic things is eat peanuts. Oatmeal's good with fiber. uh, Oatmeal, peanuts, peanut butter, obviously, uh, chicken, shrimp. A lot of those are very, very good. I said fiber, but protein is what they're looking for, I believe. But yeah, just go through the list, and I'm fairly new at it, so I don't have all the ins and outs yet. But it also requires you to start being a little healthier, so you're not supposed to drink pop or coffee before the time you go in. No pizza, because you're not supposed to have dairy. So you gotta pick and choose what you're eating the day of donation. You can only donate twice a week. Honestly, it'd be a little difficult to be able to go every day, but the pay is pretty good. For me, my first visit in, I got $100 for going in. They have to test your blood and test your plasma, so you may not be able to. If they find something, you may not be able to go ahead and keep doing it, but you'll at least get the $100 for the first time, and sometimes you may get a second and third time before all the tests come back. So you can get some money just to begin and try. But you know your life, you know your health, or you at least you should. So you should know somewhat if you are able to go in or not by just looking at some of the requirements. But $100 for one day just to do your first testing, I thought was very, very reasonable. I was there for from 8 o'clock to 11:30, I think it was, or I left and got to my next destination at 11:30. I can't remember exactly, but it wasn't very much time. Octapharma is open 7 days a week where I'm at. Monday through Thursday, they're open, I think, from 6 to 8. So a nice length of time. So it kind of hits different work schedules, which is very, very nice. And so that way you can avoid even other appointments you have during the day. So I really, really like that too, because with my job right now, I typically start work between 7:30 and 8:30, depending on the day and when my boss wants to start. You also will find that it's just very flexible, and the only requirement they have on your days is that you have to have 2 days between each visit, and it's not week to week, it's by 7-day intervals is how they run their program with their clients or patients, or donors, I guess it's the right term, they're donors. And so I went in on Saturday, so I was not and am not allowed to go back until Monday. That would be my second day, and you can only donate twice a week. So beyond that, you're doing pretty good. But that means you can donate 8 times a month. That's awesome. And so you're looking at for me, they have a special going on right now for the month of February for new people that I believe it was $75 per visit instead of the typical visit. And I believe in my area the typical is somewhere between 40 and 60, maybe it's 40 and 50. So 75 is really good, and you can get paid $75. I think it's up to 4 times, maybe 5 times. So there's specials, and there's benefits to donating too. They have specials, and like with Octapharma, if you refer somebody, then they write your name down on the slip when they'll give you a slip that asks how you heard about them. And if you say, hey, Jacob Krol sent me, and you're Octapharma, then it would give me as the referral, it would give me $25 after, I think it's your first accepted donation of your plasma. So that might mean it has to go past the first 2 or 3 trials first before the review comes back and says that you're a viable candidate to keep donating. So obviously they don't actually use your plasma until you are approved, so they just keep it on storage, or they might actually just throw it away. The attending that was helping me when I was actually starting to donate, she wasn't 100% sure about it. So that's a very good method, I think, that you could still get paid even if your plasma is not viable. You can get a couple $100s, a little more, if it doesn't work out. And if it does, you're still getting paid on ones that they may not have even been able to use just for safety reasons. So I thought that was very good. And $25 for referring somebody, then that's extra money in your pocket if you can talk other people into going and donating. They give you a credit card, I guess you could call it, a Visa card, and they uploaded the money on your card when you're there. So when I left yesterday, I actually had $100 on the card immediately, and they have a ATM machine, or whatever you want to call it, to check your card, and I checked it just to see, and yes, sure enough, it had $100 on it when I was getting ready to go out the door. So that's better, faster than any job, because how often do you go on a job and they pay you every day at the end of the day? So that's something they used to do back in the day, back in ancient times and stuff. People lived day to day, not week to week or month to month, and so they got paid daily. So that's something definitely very, very impressive with donating plasma. And so there's other things you can donate to, like plasma, your fecal matter, and things like that. But honestly, I wouldn't want to do bone marrow. I've heard that's horrendously painful. But I mean, I would if it was for a loved one or a good friend. But if it's just straight up for anybody, I just can't imagine putting myself through that kind of pain for money. But I really love helping people out, so who knows, maybe I would try it someday. But as of right now, I definitely would not do it. So there's quite a few. Sorry, I'm kind of having a dry throat today. But there's quite a few things you can donate, like white blood cell, red blood cell. And one of the things I did like about plasma is that they did not scrap your red and white blood cells. They actually pump it back into your body. So that's really, really nice. So you're not going down on that. Now, maybe you can do a mix of donations. I haven't looked into that. Like, I think donating your feces and plasma, I'm pretty sure you could do that at the same time. But I don't know if you can donate white blood cells or red blood cells the same time as you're donating plasma. So that's something to look into. And one of the things you want to be careful about is the intending who's going to start you up on donating plasma. You might want to ask and make sure that they're really good at doing it. And just say, not to be offensive, but I don't want to get bruised, because if you get bruised, they won't let you come back until that bruise is gone on the arm. Like for me, I can't use both arms, so they could just switch to the other arm for you, but if you're bruised on both arms, they're not going to do it. But for me, I can't use my left arm because of all my skin grafting and nurse said that she really, really didn't want me to do that because of my severity of my acid burns and my skin grafting. She said there's a possibility my blood veins have moved and changed, got damaged or something, so it's just not, it's possibly not at the same quality of my other arm's veins. So she was worried that if they did that, that it might cause complications with my blood veins. And when she said that, I was like, okay, that works for me. I don't want to risk it. I don't need more health problems than necessary. There are some side effects that could happen. Um, Most of them are very, very mild, and one of them they have to mention is like they said, they haven't even ever seen it in our facility where I go, or am starting to go. So that's pretty much it, I believe, when it comes to donating plasma. But when it's all said and done, I think I calculated in my area I can get about $400 a month donating 8 times. So I thought that was really, really good. And like I said, it's easy money donating plasma. And I mean, if you're willing to take the prick on your finger every day so they can test every time you go in, and they test your blood every time you go in to make sure nothing's changed. They also will also stick your arm with a needle to do the plasma withdrawal. So if you're okay with those two things, I highly recommend it. If you're not okay with those two things and you need money, I still highly recommend it. Take a little pain, deal with it, and do it. And you're allowed to bring your phone. They give you free Wi-Fi. You can listen to music, listen to YouTube videos, listen to an audiobook. You can bring a book. Obviously, your one hand's going to be busy because you have to be pumping your draw hand during the draw times, and you get to relax it when it's doing the return. So you may find it difficult to read a book because you have to hold it one-handed and trying to turn the pages. That will be difficult. So I would recommend having your headphones in your ear at the beginning. I tried doing it after they had stuck me with the needle and started the procedure. So I found that it was very, very difficult trying to put the earbud in one ear and then going and doing it in the other, and trying to, having it down at my waist, trying to hold my phone with my leg to stick the headset cable into the port. So that was a little complex for me. But they also have TVs, so you can watch their TVs too. And if you are donating with somebody, maybe even a spouse or a partner or a roommate, then that can help just make more money for the household income. So I found that very, very nice too. My wife loves getting tattoos, so she's never going to be capable of doing it, and I don't think she would really like doing it anyway. She doesn't like pain, like that kind of pain. I mean, she's not a fan of the needles. But there's a lot of benefits. You're helping people. To me, that's a great benefit. A lot of people say, well, they're just doing it for the money. Well, fine. You're doing it for the money, but you're still helping somebody. So whether you like it or not, good for you. But me, it's one of my life goals is to help as many people as I can. So I will always donate my time or my money, my blood, plasma, maybe bone marrow someday, maybe fecal, I don't know. But as of right now, I'm just donating plasma. But I saw somewhere they said if you donate fecal, you can make up to $13,000 a year. That's pretty good money. But I don't know where you'd go or how you'd go about doing that. I haven't looked into it. It's just that somehow or another that was included in the plasma information shirts that I looked up on Google. So there's benefits to it, and I find helping people and getting reimbursed or financially paid or gifted money for helping people, I thought that was really, really nice. being $300,000 in debt, all because of my medical bills. Uh, that's encouraging to be able to get money without having to work my life away. It's very hard to work a ton of hours because of my health now, my mental health, my physical health. So it's nice knowing that I can go sit down, and if it took me 45 minutes the first time, there's probably going to be 45 minutes all the time. It sounds like it can sometimes get better for people where it's drawing faster for other people than others. That's why some people it does take an hour and a half or 2 hours. But so they do say typically for a first timer though it does take longer. But for me it didn't, and it's nice to know that I could be making $40-$50, which is 25 $25 an hour being there. And if I'm doing it at 45 minutes, I'm making 40 or 50 or $60. That's good money for less than an hour. So I'm really looking forward to spending time being able to do this. Get me a little extra money for things that I need or things that I have to pay on. And my wife and I are trying our best to not have to go through a bankruptcy for what happened to us. So this helps, and I'm trying everything I can to bring in financial freedom for my wife and me. So I'm going to keep posting videos. I'm going to keep giving suggestions. As long as I keep coming up with new ideas or recommended to talk about an idea for substitute income, give me a shout. Give me a comment down below, and I will definitely make a video on it if I get enough requests. Or right now I'm not getting too many comments, so if I get just one request, then I'm gonna go ahead and definitely talk about it as best as I can. Some things like Bitcoin, I just don't understand it, so investing in Bitcoin, it's going to be hard for me to talk about that. But anything that I am capable of, I will. And if I can't, I'm not going to have much to say about something because I don't understand it very well, like Bitcoin, then maybe I'll put a few that's a little bit more difficult and put them all together for you. And whatever I can to help you out. And I'm going to start doing other ideas as well, just to help with your mental health. And it doesn't matter what you got. It doesn't matter how you got it. I'm interested in helping you wherever possible. And you can always reach out to me. I'm always willing to help. I don't charge to help you out. Other people, they probably would charge you buku bucks. But I'm not in it for the money to help you out. I mean, if I do get money down the road for it, that'd be great. But I'm not doing it for the money. That's not my goal. My goal is to help you to see people jump that hurdle that they need, get that extra push to get out of bed in the morning, to go to a job that you know you're going to enjoy. And so that's my goal. And I really hope these videos have been of help. My next post, I think I'm going to talk about my job that I said in one of my videos that I would eventually share. So I believe we've done enough videos to keep you wondering what it is. So stay tuned. Next Sunday I will upload about the job that I chose that is working very well with my mental health and my physical limitations with my left arm. So stay tuned, and take the time to like this video or not like this video. It helps with the YouTube algorithm one way or the other. Subscribe. I'd love for you to subscribe. Hit that bell notification, and give me some feedback. I'd love to hear from you, whether it's positive or negative on the comments. Please give me a shout out and leave me some feedback, and let's talk. And if If you don't want to talk, you just want to leave feedback or whatnot, I understand too. But nice having a chance to share with you, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day or evening whenever you're actually checking out this video, and have a good one. Until next time.